Hi, I'm Lulu. I love to cook with mushrooms, and I've always wanted to learn how to identify and pick my own. Mushrooms grow abundantly up and down the Pacific coast where I live, so there's no excuse not to give it a try. I contacted Todd Spanier, the king of mushrooms, to help me out. The two of us headed to the mountains after a long week of rain to see what we could find.
You want to be a steward of your patches. The mentality to have is take only what you need for yourself. That mentality is the mentality of the indigenous people. That's why they didn't believe in owning property. If we respect the environment and we harvest mushrooms and plants and things wisely, I think that it's something that we can keep coming back to year after year, and everyone can get involved. This is all of our land. This is an LBM, a little brown mushroom. How to identify mushrooms. That's what we're going to talk about today. There's an old rule in mushroom hunting: when in doubt, throw out. Here we are, we have Ruschula medica, I believe, and the first mushroom here, this is not deadly poisonous, but toxic. It's not something you'd want to eat.
But you can touch it.
You can touch mushrooms. Mushrooms, there's nothing in nature that is so deadly that you can't touch it or smell it or taste it. Humans make things like that, but Mother Nature doesn't. So if you go down the middle of this, you can see how the flesh is white, the cap is red. Those are two different identifying factors. Another identifying factor is is the stem flexible, or is the stem fibrousy, or does the stem do this? And watch, see how it snaps like chalk? It broke just now, just like chalk. There's a lot of different species of Ruschula. They all have white gills underneath. They all have different colored caps, and they all have white flesh. But what you do is you take a little piece of the Ruschula and kind of break it up in your mouth and put it in the tip of your tongue, and you'll get this real strong black peppercorn bite. And you just spit it out. When you identify mushrooms, you're using all of your senses. You're using your eyes, your touch, your sense of smell, and your sense of taste. And this is what helps you to properly make identification. This is our first deadly mushroom. So here we are with either Gyromitra or Helvella. I believe this is a Gyromitra. These are potentially deadly poisonous insects on here. You see them jumping?
Oh, I see them.
See them jumping? Can you get that?
Wow.
We call those hoppers. They bore through the mushroom and they just disintegrate it. You can see how this mushroom is just disintegrated from these little hopper insects.
I would have thought they were spores.
Nope, they're hoppers. And a lot of times if you don't look, you'll pick the mushroom up and smell it, and you'll smell in a little hopper. So if you guys learn anything from your experience here today with me, and this you should take home with you, even at the store when you go to shop for mushrooms: never ever eat mushrooms raw. The worst thing you could ever do to yourself and your body and your health is to eat mushrooms raw. There's many reasons for that. This is the primary reason. This mushroom has a chemical in it that is similar to that of jet fuel. To find the mushroom is to find the tree. If you look all the way up, you can see this tree is probably 200 to 300 years old.
It's important to remember this tree when trying to identify candy caps. The two share a symbiotic relationship, with their roots intermingling. This versatile mushroom can be cooked into desserts because of its natural sweetness. You
can smell it has this wonderful sweet maple syrup aroma, and we crack it. What you'll see is, you see that milk there that's coming out along the edge of the stem there? Let me do it again. Maybe you can get it as it's happening. See the milk starting to protrude out of that gill structure there? So we're going to take these now. If you leave one of these mushrooms in your car and let it dry out on the dashboard, your whole car will smell mapley. California golden chanterelle, Chantrellus sebaris, but we think that the species should be changed because it's very different than Chantrellus sebaris that grows in other parts of the world. We have the largest golden chanterelle in the world. Too bad, once again, if you had smell-o-vision, you could smell that underneath, and you could smell that sweet, kind of apricot-y pumpkin aroma that the chanterelles have. So what you want to do is you want to take the bottom and you want to cut that off right there. Put that back in the hole where you got it, and you can brush off the top like that.
Here we are.
Ta-da! Mushrooms.
She spotted it, good eye, and here we have it. This is what we're looking for, and you can see how hard they are to find.
Are those trumpets?
These are black trumpets. Look at how beautiful they are.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
They really do look like trumpets.
The best way to find them is early in the morning and late in the afternoon, at the dawn rising and the sun setting. And the reason for that is I'm right here, I'm on the hill, all right, and I'm looking up this way. And what I'm looking for is that gray silver color. Now, if I had a headlight on and there wasn't sunlight and I looked up, the light would actually reflect off of the black trumpet underneath it. Let me show you. So you can see this silvery gray underneath, and you can see how the light refracts off of it differently than it refracts off of the top. You sense the habitat, you smell it in the air, and you know where you're looking for them. We're looking for them at the bases of Evergreen Huckleberry. This is Evergreen Huckleberry, and we're under tan oak. And off in the distance around us is redwood trees, and there's some redwood right there in front of me. This is the habitat, one of the best habitats for black trumpets. Yeah, this is what mushroom hunting's all about right here. If you could smell that, you would smell this dark, rich, foresty, chocolatey earthiness. You would be able to taste the soul of the forest, so to speak.
Wow.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
After a long day in the woods, we headed to a bluff overlooking the Pacific Ocean for a much-needed break, along with some unexpected musical accompaniment. Later that day, Todd took us back to his kitchen, where he showed us how to make a delicious omelet. And it was delicious.
Agora eu já sei a onda que se ergueu no mar e das estrelas que esquecemos de contar. O amor se deixa surpreender enquanto a noite vem